that is always our goal, that we all, including the suspects, certainly the police and all the citizens that have been either directly or indirectly affected by this horrific incident, get to go home safe to our families. This was, I remember getting the call this morning and the chills immediately ran up my spine. The luckiest person today is Chief Joseph Kelly. Next are his family, and then it's a tie. It's all of us, that the police selflessly serve and protect without regard for their own public safety every damn day. And they do it without a thought about what could happen to them on any given moment. And this is just but one horrible and awesome example all rolled into one, because Police Chief Joseph Kelly knew of the risks, but he took them anyway when he assisted a fellow officer on a check the well-being call this morning. He won't go home today, but he will go home to his family. And we've now apprehended our suspect. I'm going off the cuff here. His name is Colin Petrozello. He's 24, 25 years old. He was known to us, but he now will be dealt with according to the law, and to the extent that he needs any special treatment, we certainly will make sure that he gets that as well. But he is going to be charged with, among other things, attempted murder of a law enforcement officer. And we will prosecute him to the fullest extent possible for the crime that he attempted to complete, which was the murder of a police officer. I don't have much more to say than that. I am grateful to be standing here to report to you some good news for once. I'll take some questions to the extent that I can answer them, but I'm speaking off the cuff here.
How many shots were fired and who fired the shots?
It was Colin Petrozello that fired the shot. I believe it was one shot. It was a shotgun shot that scattered. I was there when Chief Kelly was reporting to the nurse, who coincidentally, who gave him great care, coincidentally was our former Chief of County Detective's daughter. So it's full circle. Our community takes care of its own. But
So only one shot was fired.
as he explained it, he held up his hand in a defensive mechanism. He had his other hand, his gun hand on his gun, and he held up his hand in a defense mechanism and ducked, so he got hit in the hand and hit in the ear simultaneously with either buckshot or birdshot.
How many weapons were recovered?
That I know of, at least two long guns were recovered outside of the apartment that were brought out by another member of the apartment voluntarily, and one additional sidearm was recovered on the defendant.
How did police gain entry into the domicile?
I know you all heard the bang. Somebody reported it, so that the first objective was for them to gain entry into the immediate apartment, and then there was an additional barricade situation in one of the bedrooms. And as I stand here today, I don't know how they gained entry into the bedroom, but I can tell you that the defendant was awake and, well, he was alive and was taken without incident.
And how many people were in the residence?
At the time that the police breached, one, just the defendant himself. Anybody else?
Anybody have any video from a camera, from a security camera of the incident?
I'm not sure. That's this investigation. Our first priority is always to make sure everybody is safe, including the community. The next priority is to apprehend the suspect, and then the third priority is to continue with the investigation.
You said there was no bloodshed. Was the defendant shot?
No, not at all. Completely unharmed.
So he just surrendered. Do you know what it is that finally made him surrender?
Well, from what I understand, he was not conscious at the time that we breached the door.
How?
I don't know. It was of his own volition.
Was he in the bedroom that the officers get entry to? He was
Yes.
in the bedroom?
Yes.
Back to the chief, how many years of service does he have here at the borough, do you know?
That's a great question. Let me get
2015.
He's been the chief since 2015, but he has been a police officer for decades across the river in New Jersey, and now he's serving the people of Bucks County and Yardley in particular.
How are his spirits right now?
Excellent. I hate to say it like this, but if I hadn't, if I hadn't seen his injuries, it was like I was having a conversation with Chief Joe Kelly, which I was grateful for. I mean, it was very overwhelming emotionally, but I was really glad that I could be able to have that conversation and frankly to report it to you as a positive.
And he's doing well?
Yes, and it was of his volition, at his direction, that he asked us to contact you at the hospital to tell you, so he could tell everybody that he was okay. He expects to make a full recovery, and he is in great spirits, and he's with his loved ones.
Did Colin Petrosello try to harm himself? Is that what you meant when you said he was unconscious?
It's premature for us to know that because we just literally took him into custody moments ago. But it does not appear, at the least, that there is he doesn't have any injuries. So we can't really say for sure.
So we could say right now for sure that he definitely is in custody and expected to be charged.
Absolutely, with attempted murder and other related charges.
And do you have a history with this man?
Well, I'm not really allowed to get into that. I can say that he was known to authorities, so they did have an idea of the potential nature of the situation, but frankly, there was no way to predict that he would try to shoot and kill a police officer today.
Yeah, did the chief get sprayed in the chest bulletproof?
I don't know. He didn't suffer any injuries, certainly, in that area. It was to the hand and to the ear.
You know if it was a buckshot? by any
It
chance?
was either buckshot or birdshot.
What about the shelter in place order? Can you tell people it's all right?
It's lifted. We have a lot more evidence to collect, but everybody is safe. You either can leave your home, return to your home, hug your kids, please, and thank a police officer the next time you see one. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
So Yardley forever?